Bullish AMP cost forecasts range somewhere in the range of $0.009015 and $0.017028 by 2030. Market examiners accept AMP could reach $0.007012 by 2025. Bearish AMP market cost expectation for 2023 is $0.001603. AMP acquaintance clients have become acclimated with paying speedily and the independence from worry over security while making buys. This is somewhat more trying for blockchains. In any case, AMP is utilizing collateralization through its AMP token to ensure that network clients will not need to pick either speed and security. Despite the fact that the security token was just presented toward the finish of 2020, it has gained extraordinary headway. The organization is as of now being utilized by more than 40,000 areas, and its cryptographic money is beginning to build up forward momentum. Could we at any point conjecture the cost of AMPs? And is the token a method for installment later on? What is AMP? In the space of cryptography, there is banter about whether to put security or speed first. To guarantee the well-being of each and every exchange, security is required. Yet speed is fundamental for the boundless reception of a blockchain. Collateralization is AMP's response to this issue. Clients can wager cryptographic money with every exchange to guarantee that it will finish. The maker of Fleexo organization, Tyler Spalding, likewise established AMP. It is developed on the Fleexo organization and records two basic roles. While people can involve AMP for secure and prompt exchanges from their own resources, consolidating Fleexo with AMP is workable for dealers to ensure that installments are paid progressively. The interest for a hardy and far-reaching stage will increment as blockchain client bases keep on growing. Financial backers are starting to see the value in AMP's clever thought. AMP Major Examination AMP's white paper contends that it fills in as a mode for gathering esteem, while matching the motivators, everything being equal in dispersed tokenized monetary organizations. This is finished by joining a non-inflationary impetus circulation with positive criticism. Circles of rising spending capacity. Fundamental monetary models are created to show that AMP proceeds as low unpredictability insurance, with its worth becoming simply because of the utility it offers. By empowering decentralized possession and cooperation in monetary organizations, applications based on AMP can become significant degrees more expense-effective than existing frameworks and assist with taking out the staggering extra weight loss of conventional social and financial designs for monetary exchanges. The record proceeds. AMP is as of now worth $0.002003 United States dollars. AMP has moved 4.75% as of now with an exchanging volume of $4,900,610. AMP is at present position 968 among all digital currencies, with a market capitalization of $84,594,973 United States dollars. Using the general strength list, RSI, moving weighted normal, MWA, Williams fractal, and moving normal combination disparity, MACD. From the outline above, we can decide cost designs for AMP. To conclude, whether having a bullish or negative year is going. Our cost expectation conjectures utilize constant AMP market information, and all information is refreshed live on our site. This permits us to give dynamic cost forecasts in light of current market action. AMP value expectation 2023. AMP, from certain perspectives, is one of the most astounding digital forms of money to rise this year. The AMP cost gauge for 2023 expects a huge expansion in the year's final part, perhaps coming to $0.003005. Likewise with other cryptographic forms of money, the ascent will be steady. However, no extensive drops are normal. Averaging $0.002805 in cost is very aggressive, yet it is doable soon, given expected coordinated efforts and progressions. AMP is supposed to have a base worth of $0.002404. AMP value expectation 2024. Of every 2024, AMP cost expectation has a lot of space for development. Because of the expected declarations of various new associations and drives, we guess that the cost of AMP will before long outperform $0.005008. Nonetheless, we ought to stand by to check whether the AMP's overall strength list emerges from the oversold zone prior to putting down any bullish wagers. Taking into account the market instability, AMP will exchange with a base exchanging cost of $0.004007 and a typical exchanging cost of $0.004407. AMP value expectation 2025. On the off chance that the vertical pattern go on until 2025, it could reach $0.007012 and AMP might benefit. In the event that the market encounters a decay, the objective may not be met. AMP is supposed to exchange at a typical cost of $0.006411 and a low of $0.00601 in 2025. AMP value expectation 2026. Assuming AMP effectively supports market opinion among digital currency lovers, the AMP coin cost could stay stable for the following 5 years. As per our projections, AMP will be green in 2026. The AMP is supposed to reach and outperform its unequaled high in 2026. In 2026, the virtual cash will be valued at $0.009015 with a base cost of $0.008013 and a typical cost of $0.008414. AMP value expectation 2027. After some broad gauging and specialized investigation, we gauge the AMP cost is supposed to cross a normal value level of $0.010417 by 2027, with a base cost of $0.010017 anticipated before the year's end. Besides, AMP has a greatest value worth of $0.011018. AMP value forecast 2028. Because representing things to come organizations that are supposed to occur by 2028, we are expecting that a bullish pattern will keep carrying the typical cost to around $0.01242. In the event that AMP figures out how to break the safe level in 2028, we could see a most extreme cost of $0.013021. Neglecting to accumulate the help AMP needs by 2028 could bring about a low of $0.01202. AMP value forecast 2029. While AMP is endeavoring towards interoperability between organizations to rush collaboration, the bullish pattern from the earlier year is supposed to proceed, so the base exchange cost has been put at $0.014023 and a yearly cost close above $0.015025 in 2029. AMP value forecast 2030. By 2030, AMP will at long last outperform its past AF values and record new cost levels. The base cost could be $0.016026 and possibly arrive at a greatest value worth of $0.017028, averaging out at $0.016427. AMP value expectation 2031. The cryptographic money market is known to be exceptionally unpredictable, which is one of the many justifications for why cost determining is a troublesome undertaking. Makes an honest effort to figure future costs with accuracy, but all expectations ought not be taken as monetary exhortations.